Alrighty, hello everyone, and welcome to Grim Dawn Forgotten Gods. This is the full released game with all the DLCs. Alrighty. So, I'm going to be doing a somewhat comprehensive playthrough of Grim Dawn, doing all the campaign, doing all the DLC, I guess the 2 DLC campaigns if possible. And by the end of it, I would like to be crafting a character that is essentially designed to run the Shattered Realms at a rather quick pace at a rather high level. This is my level 100 Reaper. This is my Headhunter. This is my by far best character. Now, yeah, this is all just cosmetic stuff. I can show gear later if anybody's interested. I'm my level 100 Druid, which was a brainchild of a good friend of mine, and then my Paladin, which was also his brainchild. Both of these builds I had nothing to do with, I just got the characters to level 100. And Headhunter is my only character that I would say I have at level 100 because he is what I did. For this playthrough, we are going to create a new character. Going to be male. It is going to be, let's see, my username. We're going to create. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to just pop into a Crucible match to get it to reset, so I can actually have my character available. Which is a really weird bug that I don't know why they've never fixed. But yeah, that's just it is what it is. I mean, Grim Dawn is a fantastic game, and with as little problems as this game has, I mean, that little bug is not really something really worth getting up about. Or, yeah, I suck at English. I could have showed you my gear there, but whatever. It's a Reaper class. Move fast, hit hard, Aether damage full. Alright, cross deck 1. We're going to be doing main campaign. Back to what I was originally saying, the character that I'm going to be creating is going to be a Defiler. It is going to be a cross between a Necromancer and a Demolitionist. I don't know of many people that use the Defiler class because it is supposedly not a lot of gear support for it. I don't know, I haven't really been keeping up with meta builds, and I haven't been keeping up with, like, meta styles of play. All I know is that the Necromancer gives you a lot of survivability and a lot of damage, and then the Demolitionist gives you even more damage and mobility. So hopefully, I will be able to create a pretty decent little Shattered Realm character. And yet again, like I said, I'm trying to essentially get him to be a high enough level character or a high enough power level character that I can do some of the later game rather difficult stuff, like maybe possibly going after the Revenger, maybe possibly going after Lokar, or any other ridiculous or stupid things like going after the Crate boss. But that is not here nor there, because we are just going to be essentially attempting to go through the entire campaign. I'm probably just going to skip through the cutscenes and the dialogue because there's just not much of a point for me showing that kind of stuff. The dialogue isn't honestly all that interesting, and the storyline isn't all that interesting. But the gameplay and the combat style, in my opinion, is very, very good. Far superior, far better than what a game like, was it Diablo 3? Because Diablo 3 is primarily a game that is like, oh, character identity. And I get that that's a thing that people like, but I hate it. I hate the ability to not be able to select what I want when I want to. I don't like being locked into something indefinitely, such as going for a particular, like, class, even though, yes, I know, technically something similar in this game, but it's not on the same level. And I think this game just looks freaking phenomenal. Like, look at the shadow effects. Yeah, I know.
You're not looking. You will need.
Yep, I will go kill the reanimator for you. I believe I'm going to be going for Demolitionist first and then going back for Necromancer. Because Demolitionist, I think, just carries a little bit more damage in the early game. I know Bone Wave is a phenomenal ability, and having, yeah, alright. I really probably should turn off tooltips. But I think Demolitionist carries a little bit more damage. I keep getting sidetracked. I am literally like a child in a candy store. Ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that? My brain is just moving at 1,000,000 miles a minute, and I can never focus on just one thing. I gotta say, though, that's why I'm actually pretty decent at online competitive games, because I can literally look at so many things at once. So I got fists, got decent armor. Actually, that's real not bad for being level 1. And I have a club, which is not ideal, but hey, we'll deal with it. And weapon style for this, I don't know if I'm going to be going sword and board, or if I'm going to go two-handed melee, two-handed ranged. If at all possible, and I don't know how likely it will be, because I don't know what gear support will look like for this character, I would like to go dual-wielding melee. Dual-wielding melee is what I'm the most comfortable with, because, obviously, Reaper. I also think that dual-wielding melee gives you a lot more damage in the grand scheme of things. Leather grips, I really don't need that, but whatever. Let's go grab the gun. Gun in the notebook. Actually, yeah, let's just fight through these real quick. And for anybody who's actually, oh man, I'm going to die if I don't kill. Anybody who's actually interested in the storyline, there are plenty of, like, actually playthroughs that talk about storyline stuff and talk about, like, the whole world. I know my my good friend who kind of showed me this game, who actually originally bought me my first copy of the game. He is in love with the storyline. And it's funny, he bought me this copy, or he bought me a copy of this game, technically this copy. I have now gifted the game to, I want to say 6 people. I've gifted many, many copies of this game. I genuinely think this is a great game. I genuinely think Create Entertainment is a great company, and one that I very much have no issue supporting. It's not like they're EA. Aw man, EA is in hot water right now. And I know it's like, doesn't surprise anybody, but still, EA made some very bad decisions. Yeah, let's get Molotov. Our Molotov's gonna be slightly under-leveled, but, nah, I mean, we are level 3 only. No, yeah, Molotov's under-leveled, gotcha. Whatever, that's fine. It ain't that big of a deal. We can hit probably level 4 before we end up in the reanimator's room. Oh, but we are gonna end up needing to kill this guy up here. Now we might be able to sneak around him, actually. One thing that I am not uber gung... Ooh, thorns. I'm not uber gung-ho about in this game is stuff like this. This is a randomly generated ability to block roads and cause you to take alternate routes, which for somebody who knows the game quite well, it doesn't bother them at all because they already know all the paths. But for somebody who is just starting out in the game, if they do not have someone to guide them, it becomes very, very difficult to keep, like, a coherent idea of where everything is. It's almost like having a randomly generated dungeon that constantly gets randomly regenerated and you need to know your way to get through it. I think I'm actually going to have to walk past that, unless I can sneak up to the north here, which I might be able to. There's a second path up here, but possibly is blocked off. Yeah, this little hand cannon that we have here is a pretty decent starter weapon. I either take this or I get the two-handed. Yes, we can sneak past here. The two-handed, was it? I think it's a ice glaive or an ice sword. But this one allows you to kite a little bit, allows you to keep movement. I just realized I do not have my health potion mapped to my mouse. And yes, those first two item or ability slots, my first two things on my hotbar, those are mounted to my mouse, or programmed to my mouse. Not mounted. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. And my mouse is programmed to use those two buttons because my mouse, with the programming at first kind of weird. It's a I think the company is Bloody Gaming, and the model is a V7. It's a very good mouse, very phenomenal mouse, but the programming for it was kind of weird, and it didn't want me to set it as a button 4 and button 5. It just had me set it as other buttons, so I picked two that I don't typically use on my keyboard, and put them on my mouse. But I mean, hey, it works, and it's been working now for the last... Wow, I think I've had this mouse for about 6 months now. I bought this mouse kind of like on a whim because I heard that the programmability of these mouses were really, really good. And I was trying to upgrade from the G502, the Logitech G502, which is a very, very popular mouse, and for good reason. The V7, or the mouse that I currently have, had a similar shape to the Logitech mouse, and has almost the exact same weight. I think it's a gram lighter than what my G502 was. And similar shape, similar weight. It was just a natural kind of like progression, and I know that these mouses were used for very questionable practices in games like Counter-Strike, but that was years ago. Now they're just kind of like more a smaller just mouse manufacturer. And yet again, the software support for this mouse is amazing. For anybody who wants to have a fully programmed, fully integrated mouse with its own like built-in storage, the Bloody Mouse company is very, very good. Or the Bloody Gaming is very, very good. And it doesn't hurt that the mouses look super cool. Granted, I literally am just like randomly talking about so many different things, which will definitely happen, honestly. I don't ever keep a coherent single thought. I just kind of let my mind do whatever it wants to do and just kind of go along for the ride. But, I mean, sometimes I say intelligent stuff, sometimes I obviously just prove that I am half brain dead. Okay, get out of my way. There we go. We are also going to be limited in our crafting materials. I do have a whole bunch of random low-level gear in my shared stash, which I will not be using because I didn't want to give myself a unfair advantage for when it came to completing the storyline. Simply because in the past, I've used a lot of crafting materials to make my under-leveled, underpowered character feel much more substantial. Oh man, this hurts. Also, this is post-patch where they rebalanced the entire game. I forget when the patch went live, but yes, the entire game has been rebalanced and is no longer a snooze fest in the first two difficulties, being normal and veteran. Veteran is actually decently difficult now. And like I'm not under-leveled or underpowered. I'm just taking damage because these things actually deal damage now, which is really nice. I know there was a lot of people... The original criticism, or a lot of original criticism for this game was that it was simply too easy. Yeah, that is no longer the case. This game is difficult. Yeah, this guy does not want to die. He has a high defensive ability. I do, even though I am kind of still, I'm not going to say newbie, because I'm not exactly uninformed, but it's like, okay, that was close. Yeah, let's just keep leveling this up. I'm not great at this game, but I do have a pretty decent understanding of all the mechanics. And, man, this game, it still just looks so good. They really did a good job on the game's art style. But granted, it doesn't take much to impress me when it comes to a game's art style. I'm just over here playing Skyrim at at the ultimate high resolution and settings, and I love it. Yeah, this guy's a tank now. He uses, I believe it's Aether Poison, or is it Aether Fire? I don't remember. I don't think it's pure Aether. And just slowly trying to chop through this guy. Alright. We'll get there. Eventually. At some point. Maybe. I have no idea. Wait, let's just... No, I know you can't loot the bodies. I forgot about that. It's like I can't even deal any more like damage faster. I just need to keep avoiding the Aether Fire. I could probably just start Molotoving the crap out of him. Oh, I don't think that does any more damage than me shooting him. It does a little bit more. I'm not used to having the unmodified Molotov. Okay. Good, finally. There we go. Got some early level stuff. And I will not be doing Crucible to gain rep points right away. Or not reputation points. Devotion points. That's what I'm looking for. As nice as it would be to have a whole bunch of devotions early on, I don't think that that's really going to be good for giving myself a little bit of a challenge when it comes to playing through the game. And, like, full discretion, I've never played through either of the DLC campaigns. I've done Crucible, I've done Forgotten Gods, Rifts, but I have never actually fully played through the DLC. So that will be a new experience for me, but I have played through the standard main campaign, so yeah. Let's get moving back to Devil's Crossing. Alrighty.
I need some time. I'm still waiting for one.
Let's pick up our... Actually, first of all, let's get our gear sorted. Let's see, what do we got? We got good gloves. We need higher physique for that, which we are going to need anyways. Got pants, those are good pants. Jacket, nah, not so great. Axe, Aether and Cold. That's not bad. Yeah, what the heck, why not? Go sword and board for a while. But when it does come to time where, like, we get late game, I will probably use some of my potions from... Ooh, that's actually retaliation damage. No, I don't need it. I'll be using some of my potions and other such items to get my character ready.
Welcome to Brief. Remember, did you bring X?
There we go. So now I have a bunch of extra points. That needs 5 additional points. Okay, I'm gonna drop a few points out of my my Molotov to get it up to being modified. Oh. I clicked too fast. Alright, let's get up here.
Greetings.
I need your skills. Get me... Yeah. I did one too many. Whatever. Oh, wrong button. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, never mind. No, I didn't. But still, that makes my Molotov a longer cooldown, gives it a higher damage over time, and a bigger area of effect. Make sure I'm not gonna roll with my dog's toes. Yep, we're good. Get more comfy in my chair. Okay, we do not have enough scrap. We need 5 scrap. We have 4. Actually, we do have enough scrap now because we used some of our iron bits. Now we are at 0 scrap. Alright, let's go kill the Slith. Actually, this is about 20 minutes in. This will be a good spot to end off for the first episode, and hopefully not the last. I'm hoping that everything goes well. I'm hoping that this gets at least a decent amount of views. I'm hoping for 10, maybe 15 views per video, which is low, but I believe it is certainly doable. This is a totally new challenge. This is a totally new channel. This is something I've never done before that I've always wanted to do. I've made a few attempts in the past, but never done anything successfully. So this will be, honestly, my biggest attempt I've ever done. So if anybody watches this, if anybody does, thank you, and hopefully you'll stick around for a few more videos. Peace out.